Hi, I'm Teresa Jackson, and welcome back to the Daily's Double Shot. Our hardworking team of journalists have continued to explore student life from a student's perspective, and we got a great show coming up for you tonight. First up, we delve into the synthesis of fighting, dance, and music that is the UW Capoeira Club. Then we celebrate Chinese New Year's traditions with an investigative piece exploring the holiday. Next, we check in with the Husky men's basketball team as they're now a little over halfway through their season. In a recap of an annual winter powwow, we explore the culture of the event and of First Nations people on campus. In a do-it-yourself segment, our reporters give us some creative ideas for Valentine's Day. And finally, we get to sit down with John Eklof, a spoken word poet whose words drip with revolution. All this coming up on the Daily's Double Shot.
Ooh, what is that? Chinese.
Yeah.
I'll see you there. Okay.
Hi, my name is Megan Herndon, and for this week's segment, I did a piece on the UW Capoeira Club, and I learned that Capoeira is a Brazilian martial art, and it combines dance and fighting and music and spirituality. So it's a really cool martial art, and I really enjoyed going to their practice, so enjoy the segment. UW students and Capoeira professor Manganga recently started a Capoeira club for members of the UW community. Capoeira is a Brazilian martial art that combines strength, music, spirituality, and dance in a face-off with an opponent. They practice Tuesday nights at 7:30 in the Hub.
Capoeira is a game that they play in Brazil for the past, maybe 100 years, and it's developed into a game. But before, it was like a martial art created by people who were enslaved by the Portuguese, and it was disguised as a dance to hide like the lethal martial art of it. And Capoeira is a game, and the point of the game is to try to knock your partner off balance, but in a non-violent way.
I think it's a really good opportunity for people to grow and have something that will bolster their education and give them something to distract sometimes from their studies too, so that they're not just bogged down in it.
I feel like Capoeira is teaching me a lot of things that are really important, primarily how to be strong. But it's also showing me what how to be strong means. I think it has to do with sensitivity, being open to the situation, flexibility, reacting accordingly to the situation, and balance, not losing myself as I react to situations as they arise.
Everybody has their own style in Capoeira, so some people might be a fighter, some people might be a dancer, and it's really, when these people come together, they have to learn how to work together and adapt to one another.
So there's foundational moves that everyone that plays Capoeira will learn, and then once you have learned the step, you kind of learn how to flow with yourself as well as with another person, and you just learn your own way of moving your body to the music and just listening to your heart, I think. And I think that's where your style comes from, just from within. And it's really learning how to flow with another person. And each game is different, you never know what's gonna happen, if you're gonna get kicked or if you're gonna kick someone.
Capoeira is, part fight, part dance, part music and history and philosophy. And so if you're injured and you can't play, you can always work on singing, learning the old songs that were passed down in Brazil, or you could be reading on the history and just sort of defining what Capoeira means to you. So there's always an aspect of it that you can be exercising a completely different part of your mind.
I love the roda. The roda is our Capoeira cipher, the circle we all play in. And there's only 2 people playing at a time, but we'll have up to 20 people singing all at once, and they're all giving their heart out. Everyone's really open. It's just really amazing to share yourself, for everyone to share themselves so freely in the community. I really like that part.
when we have the Hoda, which is like where the game takes place in the circle, we were playing the music for it, and for me I just feel like I can feel all the spirits of everyone that's played capoeira in the past and that's playing now and that like will play in the future. And it's like a really beautiful feeling, and it's just very unifying. I feel like even though we're all kind of playing against each other, it's like as one we're playing.
The biggest challenge is that we only have 4 practices a week, and I want to play every day.
Hello everybody, this is Stephanie Yuan. On January 31st, it was traditional Chinese New Year. In this piece, you will see how students in UW celebrate the traditional Chinese festival, and there will be a secret recipe for making delicious dumplings, so stick around. Spicy and sizzling hot pot, delicious dumplings, and fish, and lanterns. Lunar New Year is celebrated in many Asian countries, including China, Korea, and Japan.
Japan, when we celebrate New Year's, our relatives usually just get together and we go to temples or shrines. And for food, we usually make the osechi ryori. That's what it's called in Japan. And it's generally just a time for like family and relatives to get together and celebrate the New Year.
But for others, it could be a quite new experience.
This is quite a novel experience for me because I've never celebrated the Chinese New Year before. In Kuwait, there aren't very many Oriental around, so it's not really a big occasion. Of course, it pops up on the calendar, go, oh yeah, Chinese New Year, but I never really celebrated it before. It was quite a fantastic experience. Playing Go. I learned it yesterday, and I borrowed the board from one of my friends. And it's a fantastic game. I love strategy, and it reminds me of chess, except it's faster paced. And it's a fantastic game, and I love it. I wish I'd known about it earlier.
In addition to playing games, Lunar New Year is not perfect without making delicious dumplings. So here's a secret recipe for making dumplings. First, chop up some veggies. Then put meatballs on dumpling wrappers. Dip some water on the edge of wrappers to make it easier to fold. Add the dumplings and squeeze it. And there you go. Celebrating Lunar New Year is a time for family and friends to get together, express their feelings about past year, and looking forward to the new year. Wish everybody a wonderful New Year. Happy New Year!
Hi, I'm Simon Fox. Up next, we're going to check in on the men's basketball team and see how their season is going so far.
It's been an up and down season for the Washington men's basketball team as they have compiled a 13-9 record and as well as a 5-4 record in conference play. While the loss last weekend across state rival Washington State was disappointing to say the least, the Huskies have given their home crowd plenty to cheer for as they are undefeated at home so far in Pac-12 play. Utah was in town with the Huskies trying to hold on to the lead. It was Andrew Andrews putting the team on his back in the closing minutes, rising up to hit the mid-range jumper here, and another on the next possession as he goes to his left. Andrews finished with 19 points, 12 of them coming in the final 9 minutes. But the Utes would keep it close down to the wire as DeLon Wright grabs the steal and throws down the breakaway dunk. He led all scorers in this one with 27. And with just 14.1 seconds left in this one, it's Wright again, this time from 3 to cut the UW's lead to just 2. He would then look to tie or win the game on the final possession, but here he gets trapped in the corner and the contested 3 is no good as the Huskies escape with the 59-57 victory. Number 15 Colorado is next up on the schedule, and the Husky faithful got treated to a very special edition of the CJ Wilcox Show. Here he is swishing one from deep for 3 points, and this time creates some separation with the step back and drains the mid-range J. And they say when it rains, it pours. Here another deep ball from CJ finds the bottom of the net for 3 as he set a career high with 31 points. But he wasn't done yet as he rips the steal and takes it all the way to the rim to put away the Buffs for good and give the UW its first win over a ranked opponent since 2011, 71-54. Then it was Oregon coming in through Heck Ed, and UW big man Paris Blackwell was there to welcome them with some easy buckets. Here we see the Huskies run the fast break to perfection, finding Blackwell for the lay-in. Wilcox again led the way for the Dogs, this time pouring in 23 to go along with 3 steals and 3 blocks. They lost 4 in a row to this point, but don't count Oregon out yet, as Jonathan Lloyd gets to the rack, cuts the Husky lead to just 2. But then it was CJ to the rescue once again, nailing the 3 with 44 seconds left to ice it for the Huskies, 80-76. Against Oregon State, it was Nigel Williams-Goss' turn to shine as he draws the foul while making a nice floater for the and one bucket. Freshman had a career-high 32 points in this one. And here he is again, this time showing off the range from deep for 3 more points and getting fired up for the crowd. Now watch here as Williams-Goss goes right, then left, and soars through the defender while still getting the floater to fall. What a finish. UW defeats the Beavers in this one 87-81 as the Huskies are now undefeated at home in conference play and currently in a 5-way tie for 3rd place in the Pac-12 with a 5-4 conference record.
Hi, I'm Rio Barber, and I had the opportunity to experience a traditional powwow celebration. It was so interesting learning about their culture and their ceremonial dances. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did.
So powwow, especially the AISC powwow, is just a chance for the Native community on campus to kind of get together and celebrate our culture. It's also a way that we can share our culture with the greater UW campus and create a community space for Native people to gather and non-Native people to gather as a community and celebrate our heritage.
Unique homemade crafts, decorative dream catchers, and traditional clothing from local vendors filled the hub last weekend at the Winter Powwow, hosted by the American Indian Student Commission.
We're here to honor our past, our present, and our future people. We're here to give respect to those that came before us and to keep on the traditions for the new generations to come. You see a lot of the children out there, they're dancing. They're dancing because it makes them feel good. You know, part of the reason I dance is to give back to the people. You see there's elders out there, people with disabilities or broken legs, it doesn't matter, but when you see you dance, they get strength from watching you dance. So you're giving back, and you're sweating, and it's a way of just giving back to the people.
One of the main instruments used in traditional Native American dance is the drum, made from animal hides. The drum is utilized as the heartbeat for ceremonial dances.
You can see the powwows, we had what was called a blanket dance for someone who had passed or going through a hard time. And you can see the powwow really comes from the heart. This is what it all comes down to, is people looking out for each other and taking care of each other, because we're all, even though we come from different cultures, different races or tribes, we're all one people. Matakwe o Yasin, we are all related.
Hi, I'm Alex Bosco. Valentine's Day is just right around the corner, so this week, Rio and I hit the campus and asked students what they want to see this Valentine's Day and gave them some creative ideas on some Valentine's Day gifts. Check it out.
The time of year is coming back around when even the rain can't wash away the pungent aroma of love. Valentine's Day is a day for couples, friends, and family to really think of something special to represent their love for one another. In this edition of the Daily Double Shots Do-It-Yourself, we outline 4 simple, cheap, and highly thoughtful gifts you can make your family and loved ones. Let's see what Rio has for us.
All right, we have some awesome ideas on some do-it-yourself Valentine's Day gifts. But before we get into that, let's check what the public has in mind.
Rio and I took to the quad to see what students had to say about this wonderful holiday.
So, Valentine's Day, just around the corner. Any fun plans for you?
Not currently at the moment.
I'm going to Vancouver with my girlfriend, actually.
No. Definitely going to go watch. What is it? Endless Love?
Yeah, last Valentine's Day. What did we do?
I have no idea. Valentine's Day is so low-key for us, I think. I think we just say Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
This will be my second single Valentine's Day.
So you're from New Zealand?
Yeah, I am.
Is there anything special you guys do over there for Valentine's Day?
Not as such. We have much less kind of focus on it over there, and people kind of will go on a date and stuff, but it's very kind of manly culture, and so they don't really like to kind of celebrate it as such. As, like going into the shops here and just seeing everything all kind of like in hearts and flowers. We just don't have any of that sort of stuff.
If a girl did something for me, I don't know. That'd be a shock if anyone did anything for me. So anything.
Well, what would you want from a guy? In your perfect dream.
Perfect
day
dream.
on Valentine's Day.
Probably something kind of more thoughtful as opposed to like cliche.
For those younger men, so what I found is don't buy things, buy like experiences.
I really, really like flowers. That's probably the only gift that I will ask for. Is just flowers or chocolate, like candy.
No one cares about like another card or like a box of chocolates. I mean, they're nice gestures, but they're not memorable. So you got to go out and do something like special, you know, make it stand out.
Like a really nice day of like thoughtful day, not just like here, just a bunch of things. Like no, it's thoughtful, you know. It's like
You just like, you know, you just approach the girl looking real fly and stuff, have the rose already, you know, and approach her, and you know, you just see what goes on from there.
What about making stuff?
Making stuff.
I'm very
what can
creative.
You make?
Yeah, I can make a lot of things. You'd be surprised.
Okay.
I love chocolate. Yeah, dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate. Yeah, something different. That'd be nice. Hey, I mean, like paintball guns. I'd be down to go paintball or something.
It's fun, yeah. I've never done it, but it looks painful.
Yeah. Usually, you know, guys are the ones that have to plan things. What do you think about that? Do you think guys should do it, or do you think girls should be the one?
Nowadays, since things are changing, it's like, you know, if you got love for somebody, just go ahead and express it. No one's going to judge you for it. So
I think it should be both. Like they both equally like plan something.
Valentine's Day, so it should be an equal effort. I think it doesn't really matter. I mean, I think that if you want to express your love to somebody, it doesn't really matter if you're a girl or a guy, if the girl's going to the guy or the guy's going to the girl, like just love each other.
Well, overall, it seems people really love those homemade crafts. So let's see what we can do here.
First off, if you're trying to give your Valentine a nice, heartwarming surprise in the morning, these custom Valentine streamers will do the trick. The materials you'll need are red and pink construction paper, ribbon or string, markers, a stapler, and scissors. Step 1. Cut out a whole bunch of hearts out of the red and pink construction paper, and then continue to write different little messages to your loved ones on the heart shapes. Continue on with step 2 by stapling all the heart shapes to a piece of ribbon or string to make a long streamer. Step 3, tape it to a doorway or hall. Step 4, wait for your Valentine to be surprised and overjoyed. An apple a day keeps the doctor away, and with this gift you can hit 2 birds with 1 stone this Valentine's Day. All you'll need for this gift is 2 apples of different color, a fork, and a knife. Start by cutting out the heart shape on the first apple with the knife. Get it out and then trace it on the second apple for the same shape and size. Cut that shape out, swap sides, and you're finished. Next, for a family member or loved one, this custom crisscross heart-shaped card will surely impress. As for materials, you will need white and red paper, scissors, and tape. Step 1. Cut your card to the desired length. Step 2. Cut a heart out from the card, and then continue by cutting out strips of white and red paper of equal lengths. In step 3, you will weave the white and red paper together into a checkered board shape. Step 4, tape it to the back of the card, and voila, your card is finished. And don't forget to write a nice, lovely letter to your Valentine.
We hope we inspired you to make some awesome Valentine's Day gifts this year.
It's always better when it comes from the heart. But hey, if all else fails, you can hit up the dollar store. I mean, it's the thought that counts, right?
It is. And to all you singles out there, don't worry. We'll always be your Valentine.
Hey, I'm Seth Halloran. I'm a little sick right now, but I'm doing my best. This week I got a chance to sit down with John Eklof, a spoken word poet that performs at Retro UW. John's got a really powerful voice that makes you want to get up and just like go do something when you hear him talk. We also got a chance to sit down and speak with Tamar Theodore, the MC for Retro UW. Retro's a small community at UW that's all about getting people together and promoting creative expression. They have open mic events the first Monday of every month, and you should definitely check them out on Facebook. Enjoy the video.
When you understand that you're African,
that you're anatomically African, that your people come from Africa, that every white person is African, every brown person is African, every black person is African, then you understand that you're part of a family.
John Eklof is a UW alumni who performs spoken word for high school students and at open mic events, such as Retro at the Ethnic Cultural Theater.
When I dropped out of school, the reason was my friends and I wanted to start a record label, a music record label. And I still had ties in Seattle, so I would come up, like, first at Retro and like other open mics too, and recite the rap verses that, I came up with in a spoken word style to promote the record label. It was always just to promote the record label. And from there, I got positive feedback, and I started feeling like, I really like doing this.
I love that man. I just love that man. He's like so revolutionary, a very powerful, subtle voice. He engages you in conversation. He doesn't just do spoken word or poetry. Like, he's talking to you as if I'm talking to you like this. His presence, it's so like personable and like personal that you're just like, you're talking to me. Like, you're really just talking to me. You feel like it's just you and him.
Eventually, if we could transition away from like, financial capital and kind of determine people's worth or value by social capital, then it kind of like takes out that inherent necessity for the greed. You know what I'm saying?
Very revolutionary. He's very activist mindset.
What were your ancestors doing in 1813? Where were they in 1813? How were they being treated in 1813?
American society conditions people to hate themselves, especially for people of color. But I mean, white folks aren't excluded to that neither. I mean, the way like consumerism is designed is to play on people's insecurities. You know what I'm saying? They're telling girls that they need to wear makeup, because if they don't wear makeup, they don't look pretty. You know what I'm saying? And why do they say that? Because they want to make some money off it. That the way the system is designed is, for the most part, I mean, it's to exploit them. And we have to recognize that, and that we are part of a generation, the millennials, that have the potential to dramatically transform this stuff. Like, dramatically transform this.
You said you wanted to change everything. You wanted to stop falling along the same repetitive loop that just kept you living in this monotonous cycle of going to work, coming back home, going out to the club, rinsing, repeating. But you were afraid.
I don't know, I kind of lose myself in it. Like since I was a child, I was like the class clown, and just, I was always like on stage, or I was trying to tell jokes in front of everybody. So I mean, there's just like this, like at that point, I'm like, I'm with God. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just lost in it, and because this is like second nature to me. It's like, an adrenaline rush. And like when I'm up on stage, or when I'm about to go on stage, especially Retro, my heart's beating, I'm hella nervous. Still to this day, I get nervous. And just to know that I could like experience that, but then overcome that, it puts me in like, I'm powerful, yo. And it don't matter, like, I'm gonna hold it down.
When folks come together and create community, because that's what it's about. When you create community, your life transforms. You can ask any single person that's taking this chick class right now if they got some memories that's gonna last for the rest of their life. You can ask anybody. Ask anybody from the classrooms from the past. I know I ain't lying. I know I ain't lying. That's all we gotta do. Because at this moment, I can't live knowing that my man right here is gonna grow up in a world full of some bullshit, some exploitation, and leaving everybody stuck feeling enslaved. No. That's not gonna happen. So let's get in it to win it. You feel me?
Well, that's all the content we have for you tonight. Make sure you tune in 2 weeks for our next episode. In the meantime, you can check us out at dailyuw.com/doubleshot or on our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Daily's Double Shot.